I'm Leonard Nimoy. Join me for In Search of
An Argument. Welcome to In Search of an Argument. I am Jim Gentili. I'm here with my fellow podcasters who enjoy with me the sweet sorrow of podcasting. I'm talking, of course, of John Henley, Shelly Cummings, Peggy Bennett, and the incomparable Beth Shannon. We are going to be talking about, guess what? Shockingly, Beth Shannon has been on another trip. I know no one saw that coming. And we're going to be talking about that. And then Shelly Cummings is taking over. And as you can probably see, she's getting ready to do an extensive weather forecast. But actually, she has something else to talk about. Before we do that, I just want to say welcome back. We haven't been with you since our last podcast on the day before the Academy Awards. That was a podcast we recorded and released the same day it was recorded. So John has promised for this one, he is going to up his game and release this episode the day before we actually recorded it. And the day we are actually recording it, by the way, is May 20th, 2026, which is what important birthday? It is the 80th birthday of a woman who is known by the name of Cher.
Oh, that's cool. Today's my grandma's birthday.
So that means that when she and her erstwhile husband had their number one record, I Got You, Babe, she was all of 19 years old.
Wow.
1965.
Amazing.
And she still looks pretty good and sings pretty good at that age. So good for her.
Yeah.
If you haven't been with us recently, you may not know that before we did the Academy Award podcast, we dumped a whole bunch of new episodes that were actually old episodes, including the famous Lost podcast. Yes, it actually did exist. It wasn't just a joke I made up. And so they're all available in the feed. Also, if you haven't been paying attention recently, there are now a bunch of Patreon-only episodes, which you can access for as little as $1. Think about it, $1. And here's the best part. None of those Patreon-only episodes include Jim Gentili. So if you're looking for a Jim Gentili free zone, only $1. That's got to be worth it, right? As I alluded to earlier, we are playing our own updated version of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego with our friend Beth Shannon. Where in the world have you been, Beth Shannon?
Best game ever.
I'm kidding. I was in Greece and Paris.
And that was that was a hardship duty. You were assigned there because, someone had to do it. No one really wanted to do it, but
well, I have a list of countries I want to go to, and I have a list of friends who want to travel. And so we compare which countries, and I'm trying to do new countries if I can. So
formed in the last 10 years?
New countries to me. So as we discussed on previous podcasts, I went to Croatia last May. I went to Japan in September. So I went to Greece because I had never been there before. And I think that was my 41st country that I've been to. And I went with my college roommate, and we had a great time. It also, I've probably said this before on podcasts, always interesting when I, as the oldest sibling, am traveling with somebody who's the youngest sibling.
Different world
different
views.
Decision-making styles.
The whole thing.
Yeah, all things. So even though she was my roommate and we shared a room and I've been friends with her forever, and she came to New Zealand when I did that trip, it was still a few surprises.
Wow.
Yes, New Zealand is another place that you've been to. I know it seems like a long time ago, but it was only 2 years ago or something at this point?
I think
Peg's
2.5,
chomping at the bit to jump in.
Yeah.
What do you want to jump in
Go
with,
ahead,
Peg?
Peg.
Well, I'm taking notes because I already have a couple questions.
Okay.
So when you say countries that you have never visited, so is it about checking off as many as possible? Because my question, even though that was a question, my point is that there are multiple places within one country that you probably can't visit them all on one trip. So it's worth going back to the same country to visit another spot. Second part is
Second part of the comment supporting the question.
when you travel with a friend of yours like that who was your college roommate and you've traveled together, but yet there were still surprises. Do you think, and this is probably a dumb question, that because the older we get, the harder we get along with, maybe not you specifically, but maybe her. So now all of a sudden she's a little bit more finicky, or you are, or it gets harder to travel with people who you don't see and hang out with on a regular basis.
So I definitely, I do have that problem with every time I go to Spain, I go to a new area and I love Spain even more. And I want to go explore that area more. And I want to go see the other areas of Spain I haven't seen yet. So I have that, like, oh my gosh, I love Spain so much. Where can I go next in Spain? As an example, I could say that about most of the places I've been. I try to spend at least 2 weeks in a place if I'm going for the first time. When we went to Greece, we spent 4 nights in Athens, so we could do obviously the big ticket stuff, but also just hang out in a neighborhood and walk and find a place to have breakfast and just get the sense of a neighborhood and the vibe. And then we rented a house on Paros for 5 nights, which again was great. The thing I missed when I picked this house, I did not miss how gorgeous it was and that had an infinity pool overlooking a bay. Didn't miss
Wow.
that. That was like this
In
is
the
perfect.
photos.
That's nice.
Yeah, and the photos, it looked like the photos indicated it would look. When I was doing how far is it from the town, apparently I didn't have walking, I had driving, so it was a solid 2-mile walk into town.
Mm.
Wow.
So we averaged 10 miles a day because we
Good
have
for
to
you.
walk into town. Yeah, so it was great. And it was along the coast and beautiful trails and it was
Wow.
lovely. But we were laughing like,
Wow.
okay, next time just check the distance thing a little. We also educated almost every taxi driver on Paros to where we were staying because none of them had ever heard of this place and they don't like to use GPS for some reason. So
Oh.
I would put the thing on my phone and I would help direct them. They would call other taxi drivers and say, I understood the name of where we were staying, so I knew they were asking for advice. And we always got home, but it was a little like, wow, you have this phone. It gives you directions. Why not just use
Vespas,
it?
bicycles.
No, we did not. Rick Steve says don't do it. So I always listen to Rick.
Ah. Why?
Because
But I
it's
do
too
it-
dangerous, or why?
Yeah, it's just,
Ah,
there's some of
the
the
way they
roads are
drive.
dirt and gravel and how people drive and just and then we spent 3 nights in Crete, which again was just we could have stayed the whole time there. So again, it's that whole it is hard to figure out, do I explore one place, how much I want to see Greece, I want to go to some islands. We took a day trip to Santorini, which was fabulous. And then one last night in Athens and stayed in a slightly different neighborhoods. That was fun.
Ah.
But now it's like I want to go back to Greece, but I haven't been to Turkey yet. I haven't been to Morocco yet. So
Ah.
it is the struggle is real, Peg. You
I
hit the
think
nail
that
on the head.
all Americans share the pain of the struggle you're experiencing. I also noticed
I
that
do.
you diplomatically did not answer the question about getting older and being harder to travel with.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
I am generally just embrace as soon as I get on my way to the airport, this is my trip. So whatever happens, if the train's late, the
Sure.
plane's late, the
Own
weather,
it.
this is all part of it. And I'm on vacation and I will deal with it.
Yep.
I'm lucky to be going on vacation, so I'll just deal with it.
Yes, amen.
What I have realized both when I went to Croatia last year and this year in Greece is I rented a car both times. I knew in Croatia I was the only driver. My friend said she just didn't feel comfortable. I was like, that's fine. I like driving. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I rented a car in Greece when we were in Crete and got a manual transmission car and then texted Barb. It's like, you drive standard, don't you? And she's like, no. I was like, oh. So
Wow.
I did all the driving, which again wasn't that big a deal, except I realized that Barbara's phone's eSIM card did not work. So we
Oh,
always had to
wow.
rely on my phone.
Oh, wow.
And which was fine because we could do the like, okay, we know we're on this road for 40 kilometers, so let's go to airplane mode so we don't like drain the battery. Because of course
Right.
it was also this weird old Suzuki that had no way to plug in your phone, like with any of the cords that we had. So it was a
I
little
love
like
it.
we got to be able to figure out how to get back home.
I love it.
Also turns out that Barb is just directionally dyslexic. To the point where when she's
Ah.
giving me directions, she's in the car going like this. It's like left, you go left.
Oh my goodness.
And didn't always get it right. Get it correct, I should
Correct.
say. So again,
Hilarious.
I'm just like, you know what? Then we'll go up and turn around.
Yeah.
Or she's looking at the map and she's like, oh, you the turn's coming up. It's coming up. And she would say like in a meter, and she meant 1,000 meters. So there was definitely some challenges. And I was getting a little frustrated, as you can imagine.
That's
And
funny
she knows
because
I
We're getting
already
old and
have
fussy.
a really high
I
standard.
can't imagine what it's like for you to get frustrated with someone because they go the wrong direction. I wonder what that experience is like. By the way, can I get in touch with Barb so we can share the common experience of being in Beth's bed books because we went the wrong direction one time or something?
Shelly, what do you got to say?
Shelly.
so it's so you've known her for many years. You've
Yes.
traveled with her many times, but what's so interesting is you're still, I mean, you said you're still learning things, but
Yeah.
those are kind of like core travel things you think you would have learned maybe the first 8 times you traveled together, but she's never been in that position before?
Well, I do have, so she's never been my navigator before. That's a
Okay.
good point. When we were in New Zealand, the car system did it, and I didn't have to rely on her. So that
Fair.
was something I learned. But I do, as a personal victory, we've also talked about how I only travel with carry-on. Barb is the friend who brought a suitcase big enough to put a body in to New Zealand, and then her suitcase fit in the trunk and mine never did. So I
Justice.
have been teasing her about this. Like, why do we need 4 pairs of flip-flops? What just doesn't seem necessary to me. She came with a carry-on this trip.
Ah, good. She
So
listened.
I view that as a personal victory.
Yeah.
For sure. And then do you actually talk about the navigational stressors in real time with her? Because she is an old, good, close friend? Or do you just like,
yeah.
okay.
I was just like, oh, you mean the other left? I should have taken that left.
Right.
But we did the one moment where I was just sort of like done. We did this great hike through a gorge. Crete has amazing gorges, and did this great hike and then shared a taxi with these other 2 hikers to get back. And that's that random travel stuff that can be great or scary. It was great this time. And then we get back to the car, and then you're driving up and down these mountain roads, like manual transmission car that does not have a lot of horsepower. So, oh, gee, I made it to 3rd gear. Oh, let me go down to 2nd again. Oh, there's a bus in front of us. This is not going to end well. And like tapping the dashboard, like, come on, baby, you can do it. Come on, come on. So it was like the stress of that too. And then we're staying in the old part of the town, so there's not a lot of parking there. So we knew one street we could park on that was metered. And we get there, and I like throw the car into a spot, and I like shut it off. And I was like, oh. And Barb's like, oh, I thought we'd go out for dinner tonight. I'm like, if we can't get there on our feet, that like I am done. I've been driving.
Yeah.
I've been hiking. I'm done. So that was the one time I was just like, you gotta be effing kidding me, really? Like, and I couldn't tell. Like, I don't think she was joking because she's like, well, I have a whole list of restaurants. I'm like,
Not tonight.
Yeah, I'd be the same way. It is stressful
Yeah.
to drive in another country. And then
Yeah.
you also can't always take in the stuff as much because you are the driver.
So
Exactly,
true.
yeah.
It's hard.
yeah.
Yeah. Beth, I have, even though I used to travel a ton for work, somehow after COVID, I lost my ability to pack efficiently. But I always
Is that a symptom of long COVID, Shelly?
I don't know what it is, but it's like, yeah, you don't need those clothing. But what I don't ever forget or shortcut myself on are chargers, remote battery, lithium. Like I have like 4 of them on me, and I'm not joking. For that reason, it is just a fear of mine that you get caught without. And it's not like I'm on my phone all the time, but when you need it, you need it. And they're heavy. That's the unfortunate thing, to pack them.
Yeah.
Peggy, have you become fussy as a traveler in your old age?
I am sad to say I don't travel as much as I once did. So I don't know the answer to that question. I would like to.
So why do you suspect that people get fussier as they get older?
Well, I guess in general, I'm fussier, not just about travel. Like I have a less tolerance for certain things that used to not bother me. So I could imagine. I mean, I just traveled with Shelly to Nebraska a year ago or wherever we went. And I don't think that was, whatever. We were fine. But I haven't taken a trip with, well, I guess Shelly. I took a trip with you. I'm trying to think of a situation like what Beth has been in. I don't know. It'd be a good challenge. I still think I have the vibe that Beth is explaining, that if it's delayed, oh well. If I get lost, oh well. As long as you're not like dying or
unscared
for your life or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's part of it.
The journey is part of the
Yeah. So I don't know, John. I don't know how to answer that question.
I have a question for John and Shelly, who've known Peggy longer than I have. Do you agree that she's gotten fussier as she's gotten older?
I'm not around her that
Shelly's
much.
going to take the Fifth Amendment.
Everybody gets fussier when they get older. So Shelly, I defer to you.
I do, but I also have. So is it more my lack of patience part of it, or is it because we're not around each other all the time like we used to be, where we're not, we adapted to it? But I mean, I think to Peggy's point, we all kind of get not stuck in our ways, but a little bit. We get routine oriented. We want things our way, and then when you're with a group, you're like, now I have to compromise, kind of thing. It is different. I wouldn't say fussier. I would say particular.
I was hoping that Shelly was going to say, because Shelly used to get on my case all the time about being too nice. You're too nice. You're too nice.
I remember that.
And now I'm not as nice. So is it
there's a fine line.
Is it that I'm not as, am I more fussy in particular, or am I less nice? I don't know. I'm a little bit more like, what? Why are we doing this? We have
stupid.
A plan. Before I would just go along with whatever anybody wanted to do, and now I'm a little bit more vocal.
All right, we'll be following up on this in one of our future episodes on how nice Peggy really is or isn't. Charlie will be our special guest for that.
Yeah.
More from Beth. Anything else you wanted to add about your trip?
Well, so
you
that was
Paris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to Paris. So we end there last Thursday. I fly out of Athens to go to Paris. Barb flies out to go to Dubrovnik. And I am flying to Paris so I can check into the Airbnb. So my sister, who's traveling with my 88-year-old aunt, can come straight to the Airbnb the next morning when they get in from New York. And I looked at a million Airbnbs. I knew the things she wanted to do. I tried to find one that had a walk-in shower, so she wasn't trying to step into a deep tub. No stairs.
Wow.
Wow.
Hard. So thorough.
That's really hard.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll say I got like 80%. So it was a walk-in shower, so that was good.
That's good.
What you couldn't see in any of the pictures was there was 2 steps down to get from her bedroom to the bathroom. So I made sure every night I left lights on. We're like, Aunt Kath, don't forget these 2 steps.
Right.
So I was like, I cannot deal with her falling in Paris. The other thing that we totally missed was first floor, and I flaked that first floor actually means second floor the way Americans think about it. So we had to go up the most cattywampus set of stairs you've ever seen in your life. Like they curved and they weren't even and the treads weren't the same height. So every single time Susan and I are like, Aunt Kath, go up slowly, go down slowly, hold on, take your time. Because again, I was like, I cannot have her fall. I mean, I don't want her to fall anywhere, obviously, but
Right.
like she has osteoarthritis or osteoporosis. She probably has arthritis too. And I was like, this is a game changer. Like her life, if she falls and breaks a hip, like this is.
So what
You know, not-
R&D's moment were you in?
We were in the Latin Quarter. So which one's that?
The fourth?
Fourth, I think. Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the fifth. Probably the fifth.
It was
Latin Quarter's the fifth.
really.
Sorry, the fourth.
It
is the-
was.
all right.
It was it was like an old building, so we had stone
Nice.
walls and the windows that we could open out. We looked over a church, and the windows were also excellently soundproofed, so that was good too. We were 2 blocks from Notre Dame, which was the whole reason this trip started. Was she saw after Notre Dame reopened, she saw that special about everything they did and how bright it is now and all that, and she said, "That's where I want to go." And the whole impetus of this trip was over 5 years ago. Susan and I bribed her that if she sold her house in Western Massachusetts and downsized, we would take her anywhere in the world she wanted to go except Ireland, because she goes to Ireland every year. So we're like, that's not special. And we've been to Ireland with you. So that, like, let's do something special.
Nice.
So that's how we ended up in Paris.
Glorious.
That's
Traveling
awesome.
with an 88-year-old does present some unique challenges.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, how
I'm sure, but
ambulatory
good for
is she
you.
at 88 with those stairs?
She's good. Like we got her on a hop-on, hop-off bus. We
Oh,
took her
wow,
on
you
the
did?
boat trip. Oh yeah,
good for you.
Yeah. So it is really adorable because she doesn't have an Apple Watch or anything, but she has an iPhone. So every night she would look up, girls, we walked
Steps.
2.4 miles today. We're like,
I do
That's
that.
great.
I'm not 88.
And I'm proud of myself.
yeah. And Jim heard this earlier today when he and I spoke, but we got her back safely to the United States, and then American Airlines and the U.S. weather system totally messed up. So we landed JFK yesterday. It takes 45 minutes for the wheelchair guy to show up because we ordered wheelchairs at the airport for her just
Always.
because, yeah.
Mhm,
Why not?
It's far.
So 45 minutes later, some guy finally shows up. So we get her. I have global entry, so I'm like through in 12 seconds. Sue and Kath and the wheelchair guy get kind of expedited, but it's taken so long. Our baggage isn't even on the thing anymore. It's like standing alone in a corner.
Wow.
Then he leaves on Kathy because he's got 2 wheelchairs he's in charge of. And so then we're standing like again in limbo. We can't go anywhere because we need him. He finally comes back. And I keep saying she has a connecting flight. Like we got to because we have to grab her bag and then recheck her bag. Thank God it's the same terminal, but we have to get her to a different gate. So we finally do all that. And then we're handing her off at the security line because Sue and I can't go any further. And he's got her boarding pass. She's all set. The plane's on time. We leave. We have planes, trains, and automobiles just to get home to Poughkeepsie. And around 8 o'clock last night, I'm thinking, God, that's weird. We haven't heard from Aunt Kath. And I pick up my phone to check in with my sister. And she's like, the flight was delayed. Then it was canceled.
Oh.
Then she was abandoned. They just abandoned all the wheelchair people. So there's a bunch of people in wheelchairs with no one talking to them. So then she's getting up and trying to walk around to find somebody to talk to. Finally, she finds somebody. Well, she's on the phone with my sister. So my sister's like, give me the phone or give him your phone so I can talk to him. And he starts out with like, this isn't really my job. And she's like, she's 88 years old. Are you kidding
take her
me?
now.
Yeah.
Right?
So we ended up getting her rebooked today out of LaGuardia. So now we have to get her at 10 o'clock at night to figure out how to get a yellow cab and get to a hotel that my sister's found and call the hotel to make sure she's actually gotten there. And then call her this morning to make sure she wakes up and get her on the next plane. She is now home and she is thankful for the trip, but it's like,
Ugh.
there's
bad way to
not-
end.
Yeah,
She's
it's
done.
that-
She's not gonna
Private
do
jet.
it again.
yeah, private jet.
Yeah.
When she
I mean,
goes to Ireland, does she go by herself?
No, I went with her
Every
2
year?
years ago. My brother Michael went with her last year because
Okay.
like you can't travel alone on Kath.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
It's not. That's not reasonable. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So,
so
Oh,
my
poor.
mom listens to this podcast, so sorry, Mom, in advance for talking about you, but this is just gonna make her never want to do anything again. So like we went together to Minneapolis a couple weekends ago because she, and she's from Minneapolis and she's from Grand Rapids, so two hometowns. And
Yeah.
she wanted to go see her sister, but she was like, you know what? I really just don't want to go by myself. So I went, and I'm happy to go. But your story right there is exactly why. Oh God, that's a nightmare of a story. Oh,
it was.
It is a nightmare.
It was, and again, it's one of those things like she takes her hearing aids out on the plane so she can listen to the movie.
Right.
But then we're on the plane waiting for somebody to get us, and we're like, put your hearing aids back in. Oh, I'll do it in the airport. We're like, no, we are right here, right now, and no one is around. Put the hearing aids in now. So then when we're talking to you in the loud airport, you'll be able to hear us.
Oh boy, elder abuse.
I want to interrupt for a second to say that we definitely will need to have Jan on so she can rebut what Peggy said.
Yeah.
And she can also at that point comment on whether Peggy is as nice as she used to be. So she may have the broadest perspective on that.
Excellent
question.
point. An excellent point.
I mean,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry. There's nothing worse than travel killing a great trip. That's the worst.
But I think it didn't kill the trip. You still had a great trip.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's still a great trip.
Could, though. Sour
yeah, and
taste
further
will
out, that won't be the memory. She'll,
Yeah, the memory will
right
be
now.
the,
It's fresh.
the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it should be.
And everybody,
I mean,
that stresses everybody
What do you say?
out.
90, 85, 90% of it was good, right?
And I'll tell you the takeaway from this whole conversation with Beth right now is we are from now on doing a podcast within a week of her coming back from any trip because the memories are fresher. Her stories are more vivid. The storytelling is better. It's more interesting.
And we'll be doing the podcast more often because Beth is always on a trip somewhere. So.
That's a good point.
The other takeaway that I got from it is that you schedule your flight long after your elderly person you might be traveling with to make sure they actually get on the plane. I'm not faulting you, Beth, but I'm saying like that's hard when you're going to different cities and different everything. I mean, it's a lesson for me to think about, but my parents don't travel.
But Beth wasn't flying out of LaGuardia.
Yeah,
she
we
was
thought
driving
it was
home,
genius
so.
because we had on the same airline. We we had the wheelchair all set up. We're like, boom, we get her off the American international flight. We get her on the American domestic flight. It's all good. It still showed there was like the sunny skies. There was no storm we could see. And it said it was on time. If there was a delay or something, we probably would have been like, oh, what should we do?
Sure.
I guess she could have waited until the plane actually took off.
Boarded. Yeah.
But then the other thing is you're at that point where you're just done. You're over it. You know, people are just doing their jobs, but you're like, yeah, that is so the wrong answer.
Yes.
One flight attendant's like, well, why didn't you just have her fly directly out of Boston? You know, American goes Boston to Paris. I'm like, oh my God, so not helpful.
Yeah, not now. Not helpful.
Not helpful. Like, who was going to get her?
To the airport in Boston.
Yeah.
Well, she did that on her own, but like get her into Paris and hope my sister's flight arrives around the same time and my sister finds her. And
not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, but
Well,
John,
good for
we
you.
got
What a
her.
great
We
trip.
took the train from the airport. We got, they all have stairs. So she's a trooper. Like she really
is. And that's commitment.
Yeah.
I had a 90-year-old friend who lived in Paris who was Parisian when I lived there, and I lived on the 5th floor walk up. And I remember she was 90, and she wanted me to invite her to dinner because I never invited her to. She always invited me to dinner. She cooked for me. It was ridiculous. She'd like throw a steak on. She was 90 and drank whiskey and smoked and ate steak like it was going out of style, but she was fine. But she wanted to come to my apartment on the 5th floor, and I was like, "It's the 5th floor, Anne. Do you really want to walk?" She's like, "I'll just take breaks every step or every few flights." And I was like, and she came, and I was like,
great.
"It's just amazing." I mean, it's just will, and all the rest of it's in your head. But I mean. was great.
So,
So
Beth,
good for
in
you.
terms of your future travel, rumor has it that you're planning to go to Maine later this summer to help a couple that are dire need of a babysitter.
It is not the summer. It is September, and I've already looked up that there's an excellently reviewed children's museum in Portland. So I already have my day trip planned with my 2 little guys.
I know it's a tremendous sacrifice for you to have to do that.
And as long as the hotel has a pool, which Ted and John know is mandatory when you're traveling with children, we should be all set.
That's right. What is the date in September? It's after September 21st? Because according to my understanding, if it's before September 21st, it's still the summer. But
I consider all of September the summer. It's my favorite month for weather. So it's lovely, lovely, lovely.
It's the 26th.
September 25th.
Okay, so it actually is the fall. I apologize for my mistake.
Yes, it's on my calendar. So
all of this should illustrate, for any of you that don't know this already, that Beth is a super organized person, and there is a tremendous value to being organized in terms. And I was listening to Amy Poehler's podcast, and it's come up repeatedly. Amy Poehler has repeatedly made the point that having things well organized allows you to enjoy yourself in a much better, much richer way. When things aren't organized, people say, oh, it'll be loose, but it doesn't really it often makes it less enjoyable when things aren't well organized.
100%.
And I think that's a good lesson for people, for all of us, for me, for sure. Anyway, any final thoughts before we switch to the next part, the next segment, where Shelly will be talking about the weather and other things. Thank you, Shelly. Around the world in games. So again, we're sticking with the travel theme. Take it over, Shelly.
So wait, we have to start with we have to please remember we have most of our audience listens and doesn't watch. For those of you who only listen, we do have video now and even on Apple Podcasts, but I don't want to like rely too heavily on the video.
Are you basing that statement on an actual survey of our listeners?
No, I'm looking. No, we have data on it. We actually have data.
We actually do. What is the data? How much? What percentage of our
I don't have it in front of
listeners?
me. You know it exists.
All right.
But you just made it up. You know.
No. I know the majority historically. I just remember that fact.
Okay, can you see my other monitor that I
those who are
positioned in the right
not
place?
watching on News Channel 8? It is Around the World in Games is on a computer monitor, which is almost completely, but not totally blocking out Shelly's face. But
yes, I'm here still. So we all of us on this podcast, to a certain extent, play some games on our phones or maybe even on our computers, and we frequently share scores and make comments, and timers expire before we get the answer that we knew. Or
someone is still bitter about the
very bitter about the
today.
shrew. So as we're brainstorming on different topics for the podcast, I tossed out the idea of talk about all the games we play, since it is a common denominator of most of us. And what does it look like? So we're going to start off by sharing, and somebody else has to be my secretary because I have too many hands on different mice on the computer. Keep track of what people play. So let's start with John. What games do you play? It can be on your computer or your phone.
I mean, I'm the weak link. I definitely play the least number of games of any of you. But if I occasionally, I play nothing daily.
Okay, well, let me put a caveat around that. You can skip a day or two. I do that, but
I still play Wordle
routinely.
Sometimes.
Who's the secretary?
I am. I'm taking
okay.
that.
Thank you, Beth. I knew that.
I play Wordle somewhat daily, but I don't play it every day. I don't play anything daily right now. Literally nothing.
Okay.
I'm the weak link, so I want to listen and learn.
There's no weak link. It's just a conversation.
I play Angry Birds sometimes, though.
Do you?
I do play Angry Birds sometimes. Yes, it's very weird, but I've caught myself finding it soothing, and I do play it sometimes.
Okay. Angry Birds doesn't seem like it would go with soothing, but okay. I've never played it to know.
You
It's just the
aim and you
title.
shoot.
either.
It's about trajectories. So you're aiming and shooting, but it's all it's very slow. Oh, if you've not played it, it's slow.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
very
no, I
slow.
haven't. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, it's not an action
Okay.
game.
So Wordle and Angry Birds. Okay. What about you, Peg?
This is going to go on for hours.
I know. Settle in. I play.
And that's time.
I play Wordle and Strands and Tightrope and Connections and Framed and Free Cell.
Okay. That's
pretty
good.
much daily. I miss one every once in a while, but I'm pretty consistent.
Okay. Very good.
And that Scrabble game.
Oh yeah, crossplay. Thank you.
Crossplay.
Yep, that's my new one.
The
now,
new
'cause
edition.
That substitutes Scrabble and words with friends. So now, yeah, crossplay. Yes,
So you're
thank
not
you.
playing either of those anymore.
No, because we've all transitioned to crossplay.
Oh, we have. Okay. I didn't get that memo.
I sent you an invite.
I know, but I didn't know we couldn't play the others.
Peg, to be clear, that means Peg is non-monogamous when it comes to groups that she plays these games with. She has different groups she's playing with.
I definitely do.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh,
totally,
okay.
Yeah.
totally a game
Wow.
whore.
Okay.
Totally.
Multiple people. So much so
Yeah.
that my stepson Gavin says he wants to create an app where you pre-program and all you do is push it and it knows who to send it to. All your
I like
scores to
that.
everybody, because then you don't have to send it multiple times to people.
Oh,
Mm,
crossplay is a
should
New
do
York
it.
Times game.
Yes, it's their version of Scrabble.
That would
Oh,
be
I'll have to
efficient.
try that.
Very efficient. Jim, how about you?
And now we're just talking about phone games at this point?
No, it could be phone or computer.
Okay. Well, do you consider, I mean, I don't do these on the computer, but do you consider doing like,
Not board games is the distinction.
no, I was going to say crossword puzzles and the acrostics, because I don't do them on the computer. I print them out and do.
No, that doesn't count.
Okay, doesn't count. Then I do Wordle, Connections, the mini crossword, and the trivia type. Basically every day.
Tightrope. Okay. And I think so. Okay, go ahead. Yep, that's good. I'll do my clarification later. Okay, great. Beth.
So I do the Wordle and Connections and Strands and the Tightrope. I don't do Tightrope. Sometimes I forget about it because I do the New York Times ones first. And then it's like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh, I haven't done Tightrope yet. Let me do it. And then I'm reading slower and then I get mad at myself. And so that's frustrating. Or if I see that you guys got everything right and I didn't, I get mad at myself. So
Right.
but I have a question for Peg, but we can do it later. I don't want to interrupt your flow, Shelly. And
No,
then
go
I
ahead.
do okay, so my question on Strands, you said when you did a episode with John that you look for the spanogram or whatever it's called first. Which blew my mind because sometimes I even have to get a hint because I don't get what the clue is. I see words in there. So the fact that you start with the spanogram, I'm like, oh, she's like master level.
Well, I could clarify a little bit that I look for other words if I can't find the spanogram, but I don't dial them in. I see them. I see, okay, there's skull, there's skeleton, and then I'm looking to see what's around it that could make the spanogram.
So for those of you who are only listening, Peggy was using her fingers as though she had a whiteboard in front of her, making gestures and pointing. It was actually quite interesting.
Sometimes I get like so annoyed.
It's a great question, Beth, because I kept noticing she would lead off getting the spanogram. And I'm like, what are you doing that you just bust out of the gate getting the master, word? And she goes, I wait, like what she just said. Yeah. I was like, oh, I never thought of that.
I never did
So
either.
I have to say, I may be the only person in America who doesn't know this, but I don't know how this game is played. Could someone explain what getting the spanogram means?
Peggy, since you're the master.
You're the pro.
They give you some like super sometimes lame clue about what the theme of the puzzle is. And you have to find words that go with that clue, but there is always one thing that starts at one end of the puzzle and goes to the other end of the puzzle, whether it's vertical or horizontal or diagonal. It has to touch one side to the other, and that's the spangram or spanogram.
So it's like a super long word collection.
And it can be more than one word.
Yeah.
But it's all connected. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then I play solitaire and Sudoku every day.
Okay. Quite some diversity there.
Mhm.
I do Wordle, Connections, Strands, Scrabble, and Words with Friends. But not, and then Tightrope. But I'm calling Tightrope Britannica.com. Okay. For future reference here.
Okay.
Why?
Because they're a sponsor of this podcast? Or
no, because that's how I looked it up when I set up the game. So when you see what's happening, just in your mind, it says Tightrope, not Britannica.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't always play them every day because sometimes I get busy. So, but those are the big ones that I do.
So, I mean, the takeaway for me is the New York Times games overwhelmingly is like our games of choice for this group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overwhelmingly.
So, have you guys aware that they are planning to turn Wordle into a television program?
Oh,
it'll be a movie.
Program.
It'll be a buzz.
It'll be a a game show on television. That's what they're saying.
It'll be a buzz, just like that other thing was.
Sounds
okay. Well, we're going to jump right into the game.
Okay.
So I have several caveats here. So before anybody digs into the statistics and the numbers, they aren't reliable. They're not up to date.
Wait, what does that mean?
So these aren't
Why don't you simply
so they're
say
not
what the source?
exact. They're trending in the right direction. Put it that way.
What is the source of these statistics?
Claude.
Okay.
And there are lots of sources. I just didn't put all of the sources in for each place.
That's fine.
So,
you've given the source, and that's it is what it is.
So these are based on global player counts published for all of the games that you're going to see here. So the percentage below, they're rough estimates based on monthly active users or downloads or traffic data, and it's using a world population of 8.2 billion people. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll narrate for those of our audience who are self-chosen to be vision impaired by refusing to look at the pictures of the platform.
They just prefer. Some people just prefer our
what
dulcet
percentage
voices.
of the world population plays Wordle daily?
Okay, I'm having trouble reading the choices. So can you read them out for us, Shelly? Or can someone read them out?
I can read them out.
Okay.
A, 0.02%. B, 1%. C, 5%. Or D, 10%. You guys keep your own score.
Okay, I will go with the lowest number.
Wait, we're supposed to write down what we think right here?
Oh, you want us to write it down or say out loud?
Or we just say it out loud.
Okay.
Just go around.
I'll say the lowest number.
Okay. Just go round robin.
I say 1%.
I'm with Beth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
You can say we can have the same answer. We don't all have to have different answers, do we?
Okay.
Okay.
It's A, approximately 0.02%.
All right.
Nice.
Jim for one.
Jim.
Okay. Next question. What percentage of the world population has likely played Scrabble?
And again,
Now,
can I ask a definitional question here? Do they mean Scrabble online, or do they mean Scrabble only online?
Yes, no board game question apply to any of this.
Okay.
A is 0.001%. B is 0.1% to 0.02%. Okay, that's weird. That should be 1%, 0.1% to 0.2%. C is 1% to 2%, and D is 6 to 7%.
I go with the lowest number.
Me too. A.
So you would go
go with B on this one. What do you say, John?
I'll say the highest.
It's B.
Oh,
Jim's
Jim.
on a
Wow.
roll. Yeah.
I hacked
Okay.
into Shelly's computer earlier
Clearly.
today, got advanced copies of the questions, and researched it. No, that's-
Okay. What percentage of the world population plays Words with Friends?
Now that I
Like-
can read.
Can you
Yeah,
do
that
that?
one we
I
can
can
zero
actually
read,
read
yeah.
these. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.01 to 0.04. B is 0.5 to 1%, half to 1%. C is 2 to 3%, and D is 8%. Holy bejesus.
I'm going
Well,
with
it's
A.
got to be smaller.
I'm going to go with B again.
Yeah.
I'm going with B.
B
I'll
is
go with
0.5
B.
to 1%.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll do B.
What did you say, John?
I'll say B.
I said A.
B.
Okay. The answer is A.
Damn it.
Peggy!
I'm in
Clean
it.
up.
You are in
Okay.
it. Second place
Okay.
currently.
What percentage of the world population likely plays connections? A, 0.3% to 0.8%, B, 1% to 2%, C, 4 to 5%, or D, 10 to 12%.
A.
I'll say A.
I'm going to
I'll
go
say
with
B.
B too. I'm going to go B, even though. Oh, yeah, B.
The answer is A.
Dang
it.
All
Not
right,
Jim
Beth
pulls
is
ahead.
shut out so far.
I am shut out so far.
Let's see. Can you see that completely? There you go.
What percent of the world population likely plays, but I can't read the last word?
Strands.
Strands. Okay. And again, the choices are 0.1% to 0.4. No, sorry, 0.01% to 0.04%, 0.5 to 1%, 2 to 3%, or 8%.
Yes.
I will go with A again.
I'm going to go with A.
Me too. A.
B.
Answer's A.
Damn it.
Beth is on the board.
Beth is
I'm
in
on
it
the board
now.
finally.
I need. Okay.
Plays Candy Crush Saga.
So-
What percent of the population
Okay.
plays Candy Crush Saga? I like this quiz,
2%.
Shelly.
Yeah.
Good.
2%. 2%.
What's the answer?
It's,
What are the
give us the
choices?
choices.
it's A is 0.03%, B is 0.3%, C is 2 to 3%, or
C.
D is 12%.
C.
You said C, John?
John
Correct.
says
I'm going to
C.
say C as well.
Like a catapulting to this Candy Crush because it's less cerebral.
Is it?
I think a lot of kids play this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever the 12% is.
I have a
I know
story
that's
about
not the
Candy
right
Crush.
answer. But
Okay,
I'm going to go with
going
that.
C. Beth's going D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think John and I are also going C. So it's 3 C's
Okay.
and a D.
Okay. The answer is C.
Yay!
I have a great story. When Ted and I lived in China, we would fly on American Airlines nonstop from Chicago to Shanghai. And one time, we got on the plane. Ted started playing on the little camera on the seat behind him.
Yeah.
He started playing Candy Crush Saga. It was the first time he played it. I think it's a 15-hour flight, Chicago to Shanghai. I went to bed, slept, woke up. He was still playing. He played the entire 14 hours of Candy Crush Saga. I mean, he just never stopped playing. I was like, "Did you sleep?" He goes, "No."
Does he play now?
Never. He's never
Okay.
played.
He's not an addict. Okay.
No, he just it's clearly addictive. It's like
Yeah.
such a funny story.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What percentage of the world population still actively plays Angry Birds?
And it's, the choices are
Wow.
0.01.
Mhm.
Shelly,
Go ahead, Jim.
can I take it for granted, because all the questions up to now have gone from lowest to highest?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, is that for all of these? It's 0.1, 0.1, 0.3 to 0.4. C is 5. I can't see what D is. What is D?
5% and the D is 18%.
I'm 5%.
Sorry.
I'm going to
It's
say
5%.
I'm going to say A.
C.
I'm going to go with B.
Okay. The answer is B.
A. Hey, Peggy, catching up.
All
I
right.
think Angry Birds is very popular, but that's funny how Candy Crush is more. Candy Crush is addictive, though. Have any of you played it?
Nope.
No.
Never.
No, never even played. Oh no, it's very
No.
addictive. Ted had a whole theory about how it just lets you fail and then it pulls you back, and it's like designed to keep you playing. It's fascinating.
So this question is, which game is most globally recognized across non-English speaking countries? And the four choices are...
A, Wordle, B, Connections, C, Candy Crush, or D, Tightrope.
I'm going to say C, Candy Crush.
C.
I'm with
Me too.
C. Candy Crush.
C it is.
It has to be.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Which country has one of the fastest growing mobile puzzle gaming audiences? A, India, B, Switzerland, C, Belgium, D, New Zealand.
Okay. There was a little technical glitch. Hopefully you're not aware of it, except that I'm telling you about it because John is such a great editor that he seamlessly merged these together. We were in the middle of talking about question 9, which is which country has one of the fastest growing mobile puzzle gaming audiences. 3 of us said A, India. Nobody said Switzerland or Belgium. And John said New Zealand, D.
I was going to deny
answer,
that.
Shelly?
Jim's not giving me the chance to change my answer.
John was going to cheat and change his answer.
I wasn't cheating. I was just going to correct
the correct answer.
The answer is A, due to India's growing mobile smartphone adoption.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
That would be mine.
Okay, next question. Which country?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, you can read the answers or the choices. Which country is the birthplace of Angry Birds?
So the choices are Sweden, A, Finland, B, Norway, C, Denmark, D.
Finland, B.
Sweden.
I'll say Norway. I have no idea.
The answer is B, Finland.
Wow.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Late surge.
Peggy and I think, are tied, if I'm counting correctly.
Yes.
Which country likely generates the most traffic to Tightrope?
In total numbers or per capita?
Just answer
you're
the
such
question.
a difficult person.
Which
choices are A, United
go
States,
and play it the most?
B, Finland, C, Australia, D, Singapore.
It's got to be A. It's such a
gonna
culturally
say A.
specific, questions.
A. U.S. I mean, because it's
Britannica.
Britannica.
It's in English for one thing.
Yeah. Okay. Which country likely has the most Candy Crush Saga players? A, Brazil, B, India, C, United States, D, Japan.
I'm going to go with B for India.
Me too, B.
A,
I'm going to go D
Brazil.
for Japan.
C, the United States.
Oh, okay.
Nobody got that one, right?
Nobody got that one. I think that's the first one nobody has gotten.
I know.
Nobody.
I know. Which country has one of the strongest competitive Scrabble communities?
The choices are Nigeria. That's A. B is Iceland. C is Argentina. And D is South Korea.
B, Iceland.
C, Argentina.
I'll say D, South Korea.
And John.
I'm going to say Nigeria.
So we all picked a different answer, which I think this is the first time that has happened. Go ahead.
And the answer is A, Nigeria.
John, go for it, buddy.
John.
I only win.
And you won some others.
That's not true.
You're
And
only
the
solo.
Bonus question.
All right, bonus.
Which of these has the largest active audience worldwide?
And the choices are A, Wordle, B, Candy Crush Saga, C, Words with Friends. I can't read with
D, Connections, and E, Tightrope.
Okay, I'm going to say B, Candy Crush Saga.
I'm going to say
Candy Crush.
Yeah,
it is by a wide margin.
Well, because it's not a
Candy Crush
language
Saga.
game, so it's just a
Okay,
thing.
fun facts, just so you can see some of the real numbers, or you can't see them because they're so tiny.
Tell us about them.
But if you had a very strong,
if you did,
microscope, you
if
see.
this was PowerPoint was working on Zencaster, Wordle, 2 million daily players.
okay.
Words with Friends, 10 to 15 million monthly players.
Wow.
Scrabble, 100 to 150 million occasional players worldwide. Connections,
that mean?
likely several million daily players. There you go. There's the wobbliness. Strands, probably 1 to 3 million players. Candy Crush Saga, 170 to 270 million monthly active users.
Wow.
Angry Birds, historically, 200 million monthly users at peak, likely much lower today. And Tightrope, 25 to 35 million monthly visitors.
Okay.
And that is your
Woo.
game around the world.
Well done, Shelly.
Shelly, that
Very
was
well done,
fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
And
I
then
just want to
just-
warn you all that I am working on an episode for the future, a quiz for the future that is related to a bunch of games which are brought under the title of sex. So it's a sex quiz I'm working on for the future.
Oh boy.
It's not
Very
about anybody's personal sexual habits. It's about like what percentage of the population kind of thing.
Okay.
Not going to ask
Not
anybody
sex
their
as opposed to
personal-
gender.
Huh?
Not gender.
Not sex as opposed to gender.
Yes. It's about like things like what percentage of the population says
sex.
they have done X.
Oh
Fun.
boy.
All right, we're in. I'm game. Well, this was great.
For those of you who were keeping score or trying to keep score,
Yeah.
Jim and Peg had the most correct
Yeah,
answers.
they crushed
and they
us.
were tied at 9 correct answers each.
So we should have a runoff question.
John.
But here's my problem. I think Trump is going to endorse Peggy in the runoff.
God, oh boy,
John
here we
had
go.
5. Oh, John had 6 correct answers, and I only had 5. So I was the loser.
And Shelly had
believe it.
all correct answers.
Yeah.
Good for you for keeping track, Beth. I couldn't have done it. That's
Thanks,
great.
Beth. Well, that was fun. Thanks for playing
It was
along.
fun. Who is
Yeah,
going to
thank-
take us home? I think it should be Peggy.
That's a great question. I think Peg should do it.
Okay, well, I'm the one who caused all the technical problems, so I guess it's only fitting that my punishment is to do the send-off. It's great to be
Your
back.
real punishment is you're going to actually have to listen to this episode.
It's been so long that I'm not exactly sure where we are broadcast anymore, but you can find us where you find your favorite podcasts. And we are always open to feedback, and we love if you spread the word. Who am I? About our podcast and tell your friends, and they can donate $1 and they can listen to the one without Jim. And
One's without Jim.
have to
There's
pay
more
for
than
that?
one without me. So just so you know.
yeah, and I mean, I'm stuck on like Stitcher and Twitter, but I don't think that stuff is true anymore. Anyway, special thanks to Ted
true.
for the theme music. And until next time,
Yeah.
please tune in for the next episode.
And I hope Peggy and Beth are going to tell their friends about the podcast.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.